morning, everybody. I'm on Interstate 14 right now, just east of Killeen, Texas. I can just get through the Nolanville area at the moment. As you might know from previously, I'm on my way to Temple, Texas. I'll be taking 14 down to 35 north. And then I'll take the loop route. I haven't decided which end of it I'll take. I should get off on the south end of it and follow it up and around, but sometimes I also go up to the north end and come back down. Leaning toward using the south end this time. It's a slightly shorter, I think it's a slightly shorter route. And I don't know, I don't plan on stopping at the Cefco, or yeah, I think that's Cefco, whatever that truck stop right there off the exit on the north end of the loop. Anyway, I think I'm about 15 or so miles away from the receiver. Somewhere in that ballpark, I don't know for sure. I've already done 470, I think it was. Yeah, coming up on 470 miles driven this shift. I have 38 minutes left on my clock. I'm not taking a 30-minute break. I just stopped briefly in Menard, or actually I stopped briefly in Fort Stockton first, just to grab get a couple things of sunflower seeds, really, and stopped again in Menard for a fresh drink refill and restroom break. Then stopped in Brady for about 60 gallons of fuel, and that was it. Anyway, I already have a reload assignment. I'll be picking up tomorrow night. Tonight is the 14th. I actually just got into the 15th about 20 minutes ago, local time. And basically, later tonight, basically, I'll be picking up Sanderson Farms in Tyler, Texas. That load will be going to the new Walmart distribution center in Shafter, California. We've been doing, I know we've had a good number of our drivers doing loads to that new Walmart DC. I've not personally been to it yet, but I know a number of our drivers have. It's a brand new facility. It's not even showing up on the satellite yet, or satellite view yet. Zone, or are we down to 60 here? I think it's still 65. Yep, still 65. Looks like it might be maybe 5 miles or so away from I-35. Might even be closer, I don't know. My left lane closed ahead. Yeah, good idea. You don't have to wait till the very last minute to decide that, to do that. 65 zone, but this car up here is deciding we only need to do about 55. Can't really say I can argue with them too much, though. It's, you know, one lane, and with workers in the area, it's not I don't think it's unreasonable to only be doing about 55 through here. But this is Texas. They have higher speed limits here than pretty much anywhere in the U.S. Get on Highway 130, the toll road that cuts up from near Seguin up to Austin, and yeah, it's an 85 mile an hour speed limit on that road. Now, even on two-lane highways, a lot of the roads here have 75 mile an hour speed limits. Case in point, US 54. Now I'm gonna get forced to squeeze on this Neon or whatever this guy is here, or Hyundai Tiburon, or I don't know what that thing is. This guy at the front of the pack's not is kind of causing that to happen. All right, now so we were just in that area where 55 seemed like it was justified, but it was a 65 zone. Now we're getting into a 55 zone after we're already out of that area. Okay, that makes no sense. Now we're getting pretty close to I-35, by the way. Alright, 35 southbound cut off 3/4 of a mile away. Yeah, I'll probably go ahead and use the south end of the loop. It's a little bit more of a pain in the ass to deal with right there off the service road than the north end is, but I think it'll be a little bit shorter route to the DC. Now load to Bakersfield, or actually Shafter. That one delivers on the 19th. I think it was in the morning, or yeah, I think 11 a.m. or something. I don't even remember. I'll probably be there more than a day early if I had to guess. So I don't know for sure that I'll be taking it all the way to Shafter. Not against doing that, and I'm also not against swapping somewhere or dropping it in the San Bernardino yard or something along that line and keep my wheels moving for another week before I do my home time. Be doing home time on May 27 because my son Nathan graduates from high school that day, so we'll be taking a couple of days off for that. Generally want to keep my truck moving though. Until I get the truck paid off, I ideally want to keep it moving as much as I can. And not just paid off, but also get my maintenance account back in the black so I can, and then get the title transferred into my name. Alright, San Sanderson Farms in Tyler. I don't think I've been to it before, so that'll be another new experience for me.
You have 0 hours and 30 minutes of remaining drive time.
Now, I have been to a number of Sanderson Farms facilities before. Not really so much with JCT. I think I've been to a couple of Sanderson Farms plants with JCT, but most of the time, like I did more Sanderson Farms delivering pickups with when I was OTR driver with Cedar England. Those I tended to pick up in Moultrie, Georgia, and I don't recall. I think there was another one somewhere out in Georgia or somewhere out that direction that I used to. That was not unusual for me to do pickups from. FM 817. Loop 367 or something like that. Hard to read that on the map, but it's not very far away. Maybe a few miles up the road here, and I'll be off the interstate. The silver car's starting to annoy me. We're going to get off the road here. It's really irritating me. Oh, Nissan Altima. Now watch him speed up now that I'm going around him. Yep. What do you know? Now he's right next to me. Now he wants to camp out next to me. Are you kidding me? Come on. Get out of the way! Fuck, man. Idiots. Wouldn't have even been trying to go around you if you would have been driving at freaking consistent speed, dumbass. Would have been perfectly fine with staying behind you, but when you start getting inconsistent and unpredictable, screw that. I'm not staying behind you. Because then I have to start worrying about if you're going to suddenly slam on your brakes for some stupid thing or whatever. I've seen that happen before, so I don't trust drivers whose speeds vary like that. It's going to be Loop 363. A good long run along this service road. Okay, if I remember, this is going to be a divided overpass. I say there's 2 turn lanes too. I don't remember for sure, but I want to say there are 2. Yeah, it looks like there are. Yeah, see this dipshit here in front of me. He ended up going slower than me, and then just conveniently, when I was sitting there right next to him and in the process of passing him, decides to speed up and then hang out at the same speed as me. Why in the hell would you do that? Don't camp out next to other traffic, especially not a truck, but best practice, don't camp out next to anybody, because it takes away escape route, like emergency evasion or escape routes for both you and whoever you're next to. Get my speed up here because the hill. I am heavy, about 77,000 pounds, or not much under that. So yeah, it's definitely been a bit of some effort trying to get up to speed in a lot of spots. I think I was supposed to be on that road there. I got mixed up, plus that damn car there. I got fixated on what the car was doing. I didn't pay enough attention to the signs. That's all right. Should be able to still get back on there in a minute here. Just have to run slower speed for a little bit though. Bancorp South. Yeah, I saw that Loop 363 sign, but it was too late for me to move over. I would have had to make a sudden move, sudden swerve move to be able to to get in the correct lane, and I wasn't going to do that. Be on this loop very long now. And it's like the next exit up or one after that, something like that, is where the Walmart DC is. Another note, I started getting into watching the TV show The Resident. I was always reluctant to get into watching it before. I don't know why, just never got into it. And recently I decided I'm going to go ahead and watch the pilot and see if it's at all interesting. I started to get a little bit iffy on there at first, and I don't know, I'd say the pilot was the most well written, or the first couple episodes probably could have been a little bit better or something, or I don't know, it just seemed like a little bit too much corruption and drama and stuff. But I think that's also the focus of the show. Like there are 3 lanes. All right. I don't know, but the more I started watching it, because I wanted to at least get through a few episodes to get a better feel for whether it's going to be really worth watching. And like I said, I was almost ready to stop watching it, but then I was like, we'll just keep going, and it actually started getting better. Oops, I think I was supposed to turn there. Yeah, I think this, yeah, I think it was, I thought it was, wasn't sure if it was Winland or a different one. Alright, so I'm going to have to get turned around. I guess I'll just go up to Cefco after all. I don't know, I can always stop there and get a restroom break anyway. Why not? Then I can just come back. If there's any parking at Cefco, I can always go ahead and park there as well, and then just PC back over here when it's time. What am I? Oh, what is that? It's not a moth flying around, but I couldn't tell which side of the windshield he was on. Alright, come on, moth, get out. Driving with my windows down earlier, and I ended up getting 2 moths in here. The one that's flying around, and then another one landed in my head. Wasn't very happy about that. I didn't even know it was there until I went inside the restroom and over in Menard. And I'm looking in the mirror while I'm washing my hands. I'm like, what the hell's in my hair? Yeah, I pull it out and realized there was a moth. I don't know if he was alive or I think he was. I think he died. I don't know. It's about 1:45 a.m. here, so I'm not really planning on finding the parking spot here. If I do, great, but yeah, if not, big deal. I can always just hang out in the fuel island, or I mean, just briefly. I can drive around the. I thought I might have seen this spot over here in this row right here to my left, but I want to double check. Yeah, there is a spot right there. Okay, so maybe I'll just go ahead and park in it. And I have to wait till about 3:30 before I can check in for my delivery, so I'll just plan on hanging out here for a couple hours and these spots are really wide too, so it's real easy to get into these spots and not hit anybody. Yeah, sorry guys, I need to. Super wide lane here. Really fit 2 trucks in this space, but it's only one
and 14 minutes of remaining drive time.
Alright, so that's making good use of my clock. 14 minutes left before I needed to do a 30. So I have 3 hours and 15 left on my 11-hour clock. I'm just curious. Let's see how far it is from here to Sanderson Farms. Because when I get through with this delivery, I might just go ahead and start going straight up there. Alright, it's 174 miles. By taking, that'll put me next to nothing, but I don't know. Okay, basically it would take I-35 up to Waco, and then, what is that, US 84, I think it is? Yeah, I think that says 84. And State Route 31. That looks like a good, should be a truck route, legal route there. It's, looks like mostly all straight roads there. Goes through Hubbard. What is this? Up into Athens. And then take 7 and 175 up and, you know, I think I've been through there. I think that's the way I went last time I went up through Tyler. I don't like driving through Tyler at all. Actually, no, I don't know. I've been on that road. Yeah, I can basically take 31 all the way over to the west end of the Tyler area, and then get on State Route 49. Take that up to 35, or actually to I-30, yeah, I-20. I mean, what am I thinking? That's not the same one where the Pilot's at, is it? No, I want to say US something is where Pilot is. Maybe US 69. No, there's a Chevron there. Okay, and then just east of Tyler is where Sanderson Farms is. I'm not getting any info on what that road is called. How about we look at the exit number at least? Exit 565. Okay. Well, anyway, it's 174 miles from here to Tyler. Even doing, yeah, at 60 mile an hour pace, that should take me just a little bit less than 3 hours. So theoretically, I should be able to get up there. I'll do more research on that while I'm parked, though. So I need to find out if they have a staging area or anything along that line, where maybe I can park overnight there. We'll see how it goes. Meanwhile, I'm going to go ahead and cut forward to the next, when it's a couple more hours from now for me, and then, getting over to Walmart and making a delivery, because that's what this particular video is focused on. All right, so hang tight. We'll get you some. We'll head back over to Walmart in a minute. All right, guys. It's a little bit after 3:30, more like 3:40 now. Having a hard time getting my video editor to finish freeing up one of my SD cards. Yeah, finally done though. So hang on. Forgot. I'm gonna personal convey. No sense going on duty for this when I've already gone by the DC. Alright, I did a little bit of research on the Sanderson Farms plant in Tyler. I guess they do not have overnight parking available there. So I will have to plan on, maybe when I get over there, I'll drop my trailer and then probably go straight over to one of the truck stops nearby. There are several truck stops in the area. Just go over there and hang out and wait or something. This will be a routine Walmart delivery here. Should be, as long as there aren't any OS&Ds to worry about. Once you guys aren't sure what OS&D is, that stands for overages, shortages, and damages. Basically, if there's any refused product or any discrepancies, and it doesn't have to be a refused product, but be any kind of discrepancy between what's on the manifest and what's actually in the trailer, or if there's anything wrong with the freight. Here at Wind Road and then make a right, and right down the street on the left side will be the Walmart DC. Yield sign, not a stop, so I don't have to stop as long as nobody's coming. In line trying to get in right now from what I can tell. So this will take a few. It looks like there's a sixth one pulling in, turning into the lot now. So this will take a little bit to get in there and docked in. Taylor Farms. I'm gonna bet you that he's got a green veggies load in his trailer. Alright guys, we're all checked in. Don't be this knucklehead here right here. He decided to walk up to check in even when he's not pulled all the way up to the front yet. Surprised we're even checking him in. And when you get to Walmart DCs, wait till you're at the very front of the line before you get out of your truck to check in. They can only check one driver in at a time, and sometimes the guards will actually tell you you need to move your truck first before you come up here. Just saying. Obviously not my real problem there, but I'm all about educating other drivers on how to do things, or how to ideally do things. Or, sometimes how customers actually want things done or whatever. And that's part of the purpose of these videos. One, to kind of show friends and family what I'm up to, but also to document how things are done at the different customers. Okay, that door 65, I think it was. Yeah, door 65. Originally he was saying that he didn't think that I was going to even get a dock door, because it sounded like they were overbooked on loads. So he thought I was going to end up having to wait, and I go check in and then wait for a door to open up or something, or wait for them to call me for a door assignment later. But I got lucky, there was one open. You see at least, I think I see at least 3 or even 4. Yeah, at least 4 trucks up here. Maybe the 5th, the guy facing at me, I don't know. All these guys might possibly be waiting on dock doors, or waiting to get assigned to a door. Okay, as is typically the case with Walmart DCs, there's plenty of room here. Not enough to do a straight back setup, but a very easy sight side is possible. Alright, this guy is pulling out now. About I can't tell. Is he? That's like door 40 something that he's in. Another JCT down here further. 56 right there, so I might be right here in between this blue Freightliner and JB. No, next to the other JCT truck here. 4471. Just pulled out of his door. See, I don't think there's enough room for a straight back, so I went ahead and did a slight sight side setup here. off the door. I had to make sure I was actually firmly up against it. Down to 0 on my pressure gauge. I didn't recognize him. Alright guys, all docked in, checked in, all that. I'll probably be here for a few hours. I'll take a wild guess. Doesn't matter really to me how
15 minutes of remaining drive time.
How long it takes. So like I said, I won't be picking up till the night anyway on the next load, and I'm gonna need a 10-hour break regardless. So alright, so I'll have some more footage for you guys soon here. Alright guys, my bills are ready. Be surprised if I don't have an OS&D though after how long I've been here. It's already after 10 a.m. so yeah, I've been here over 6 hours now. Alright guys, everything was all good, no OS&Ds here, so
you have 3 hours and 15 minutes of remaining drive time.
I guess the bills are ready about 9:25. I did get a text message about that time, but yeah, I'm not staying awake to watch that. I need 28 more minutes now to get a reset. Double check how at that rate I might as well just because I already got me good sleep, so probably just Okay. Ow. Pull forward and get my load locks out of there. Or make sure they're there. Leave my doors open until I get to the get back to the guard shack. Alright. Good to go. Send our empty call and I'll PC back over to the truck stop and just hang out there until break time is done, which will be pretty quickly. What am I doing? That's the wrong one I want. I'm trying to send a check call and I want to do an empty call. Okay. Fucking thing wants to act up again.
You have 3 hours and 15 minutes of remaining drive time.
Come on. Alright, now my clutch pedal wants to act up again. I swear there's some like air or I thought it was gravity related before, but I think that might be air related. I don't leak any hydraulic fluid out of the system because there's always fluid in my clutch master cylinder. But it always feels like the clutch brake gets moved where it's like sometimes it's really loose, sometimes it's really tight. There's got to be a good explanation for it. I just don't know that particular part of. I know how to, how automotive clutches are set up and how to change them and all that myself, but I don't quite understand the clutch brake system on a truck. Yeah, I gotta piss like a racehorse anyway, so I'll be, I'm looking forward to getting over to their truck stop and actually use the restroom, brush my teeth and all that kind of stuff, and then use up what's left of my, my 10-hour break now before I start heading up. And now with the split shift, split SB, I can go, I can leave right away and then start heading up to Sanderson Farms. You never know that. I mean, if it's a drop hook there's always a possibility the load will be ready early. So if not, I at least want to get the trailer dropped off early. That way, uh-oh, Martin got turned around. That way, if it is ready to go early, I can always hook to it early and leave and get moving more quickly. But if not, no problem. At least, if nothing else, now they have my trailer to work with, that they have available to work with. Because there aren't a lot of times that drop and hook shippers where they're actually held up by lack of available trailers. Am I in the wrong lane? Why is this Swift guy following me over here? Okay. Never mind. I thought Swift was pulling a Walmart trailer, but actually pulling one of their own trailers, so. I hate having to start out in first gear because I can't get it into second because of the clutch acting up. Can't see worth a shit in this first lane. So when this clutch pedal acts up is when I tend to float gears more often. I don't normally float. I'm one of the few you'll ever see who will actually double clutch by choice. At least much of the time. I know how to float both going up and upshifting and downshifting, but I just have a tendency to prefer double clutching. I like the way the gear shifter feels coming out into and out of each gear more with the clutch than I do when
attention, a new important message has arrived.
I've had people trying to tell me that, oh yeah, it's I mean, if you're doing it right on floating, it feels the same way. Like, no, it doesn't. It doesn't matter if you get the timing down or not. I was like, how can you compare when you've never done a double clutch gear shift in frickin' how many years, and you're gonna tell me that shit? So I want you to try actually doing a double clutch shift sometime, and then you'll know. All right, you don't have a fucking stop sign. I have a stop sign, you don't. I don't know why Swift did that. So you don't see that I have a stop sign and you don't? I remember that intersection, and I was even double checking and looking like I'm pretty sure he doesn't have a stop sign. I took a couple extra looks. I was actually searching for a stop sign, and I didn't see one. So I'm like, what the hell are you doing? Just go. I'm looking right at a stop sign on my side. I don't know, that's a really weird one though. The interchange looks like I would have the right of way, and that he'd be at the end of an on or off ramp, and that he'd have to wait for me. But in actuality, it's the other way around. Or with a bunch of pallets strapped to it. Yeah, it didn't look like you stole a bunch of pallets. Damn it. So downshifts floating is a little bit trickier to do, but not that bad. These are all occupied. Oh, I might be able to get between this white and purple truck. Yeah, there's spots over there. It looks like there's parts of two spots. Somebody's not parked right. Closer to this Walmart guy, but see, I'm going to be crossing over the line here because I think both of them are actually parked partially into. Yeah, I think USA truck is parked partially in my spot, and then Verma Transport only has a very small portion of his tractor and trailer parked in his own spot, and he's mostly in the next spot over. Okay, so that'll be the end of that'll be a wrap for this one. Appreciate you guys hanging out and watching, and we'll have some more footage for you guys in Tyler, so keep your eyes out for that one. Alright, thanks you guys, have a great day.